Back Nation, what is good? It is I, DJ Eastwood, running back Philly, and we're here to talk about some things, man. For real, I didn't even plan on going live today. I was sitting out on my side porch, and I was like, I'm gonna go make a video about this Dennis Smith rumor or whatever. And then I started reading things, and then somebody sent me the tweet about the Knicks trying to trade for Giannis, and then I was like, you know what? I don't want to try to cram that into one recorded video, so we'll just do a live stream. So that's why we're live at 2 o'clock right now. Thank you for being here. 108 people in the stream right now. Do me a favor, hit the like button one time. That would be greatly appreciated. Anthony Bennett, you are a Sixer in the chat. Where's my mouse at? I don't really understand what that means. Zaire Smith, you are a Sixer. I don't know what that means either. Yeah, let's get to the news, man. Thank you guys for being active in the chat. Let's get to what we're here to talk about, man. First of all, thank you guys for coming through the live stream last night. I live streamed the NBA Finals Game 1. It was insane. I thought it was going to be boring. I thought it was going to be a blowout. Everybody kind of thought it was going to be a blowout, and then the Indiana Pacers did it again. Won a game in shocking comeback fashion, and Tyrese Halliburton hit another game winner. Probably the... Oh, you guys were talking about who the former lottery pick is. It's Dennis Smith Jr. His picture's on the damn thumbnail. Yeah, the Pacers did it again. They it was absolutely insane, and I've never seen a run from Tyrese. I've never seen a run from a player like Tyrese Halliburton is doing right now. And here it is, actually, against the Milwaukee Bucks, game-winning drive layup over Giannis Antetokounmpo. Then he had a walk-off three against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then he had the game-tying two against the Knicks that bounced off the back of the rim, went straight up in the air and dropped in. And then he had the walk-off jumper last night, and the Pacers won a game that they never led. The lead-taking shot that put them up 111 to 110 was the only time they led in the game. That has to have never happened in a playoff game. A team trailing by 7 with under whatever minute, like they've done it so many times. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. My reaction to that I think was entertaining, and I posted it on Instagram and Twitter. And I want to remind you of this, Sixers fans. Just to ruin your day once more, Sacramento has considered packaging Buddy Hield, Tyrese Halliburton, Harrison Barnes, and 2 first-round picks for Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and Matisse Thybulle. However, the source said the Sixers aren't interested in that trade package. This was when Ben Simmons was up for trade, when Ben Simmons was requesting a trade and was refusing to come back and play. He had trade value at the time still, which is why this offer seems so high now in hindsight. But Daryl Morey was on 97.5 The Fanatic on the radio, on the Mike Missinelli show, and he said flat out, Sixers fans want me to trade him for random NBA players. I want to remind you that Daryl Morey called Buddy Hield, Tyrese Halliburton, and Harrison Barnes random NBA players because he was so obsessed with James Harden. He was so obsessed with getting a star that he called these guys random NBA players. Instead, he traded Ben Simmons and our own couple of first-round picks for James Harden past his prime, and you know how that went down. But, yeah. Just want to let you guys know that Tyrese Halliburton and Tyrese Maxey could have been sharing a backcourt. And when we talk about Tyrese Maxey and what would be best for Tyrese Maxey, we talk about a pass-first point guard with size who can defend. Boom. Enter Tyrese Halliburton. And I guess Halliburton has Nembhard, who is his version of Tyrese Maxey. Right now. Shout out to Nembhard, by the way, for cooking SGA in that fourth quarter after SGA tried to foul bait to end the game, and Nembhard called him a flopper, and then SGA kind of shoved him after the play. Yeah, shout out to Andrew Nembhard. But anyway, let's get down to why we're here. Daryl Morey doesn't watch the action on the court. He has ChatGPT telling him who to hire. Imagine turning down that and not getting fired. Josh Harris doesn't watch basketball. He doesn't know what's going on. The playoffs tells us the Sixers, as currently constructed, cannot last into June, simply based on our team's motor and health. These two teams are full of relentless dogs who can go hard for all 48 minutes. Well, TB Hoops, the Indiana Pacers were injured last season. I mean, I don't know. I don't believe that teams are built to sustain injury. The Knicks got injured last year against, and the Celtics walked through everybody. The Knicks were injured. The Pacers were injured. It might just be luck of the draw, this health thing, man. I know the Sixers have players who are injury prone, but for me, watching the NBA playoffs every year, it seems like it's who can stay healthy that wins it all, you know? And I just, the Pacers were injured last year. The Knicks were injured last year. The Sixers are injured every year. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Anyway, the former lottery pick that the 76ers are working out is Dennis Smith Jr. Yes, Dennis Smith Jr., who was once a lottery pick for his freaky athleticism. I remember, leading up to that draft, Dennis Smith Jr., highlights of him tomahawk dunking from the foul line. And, a couple years in the NBA, everybody thought he would develop and become, at least like a Kemba Walker type of guard, but he just never really developed into that. He is overseas right now, and the 76ers are working him out at a veteran mini camp. Former NBA guard Dennis Smith Jr. is reportedly working out with the Philadelphia 76ers at the team's 2-day veteran mini camp. Do other teams have a veteran mini camp? Is the reason the 76ers keep filling their roster with 39-year-old busts because they hold a veteran mini camp? I don't know the answer to that. Dennis Smith Jr. is not a 37-year-old bust. He's actually only 27 years old, which is kind of crazy. So there might still be potential there for him to be a contributor on an NBA team. My initial opinion is that it doesn't make sense for the 76ers. He's 6'3". What are we doing? Why are we working out another 6'3" guard? What minutes would he even get? Are we going to change the name to the Philadelphia 76-footers? I think my man Tika said that in the chat yesterday on the live stream. The 2-day camp reportedly includes former NBA guard Dennis Smith Jr., according to Keith Pompey of the Philadelphia Inquirer. Former lottery pick is working out for the Sixers, according to sources. He's among several participants in the veteran minicamp. Here you go. He's 27 years old. He was the 9th overall pick in 2017. In 326 career games, he averaged 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. He played stints with the Dallas Mavericks, New York Knicks, Detroit Pistons, Portland Trailblazers, Charlotte Hornets, and the Brooklyn Nets. So Dennis Smith Jr. might be returning just to try to check off another box. Maybe his ultimate goal is to play for every single team in the NBA. Smith's most recent NBA experience came in 23-24 when he appeared in 56 games for the Nets. In 18 minutes per outing, averaged 6.6 points per game, 43% from the field, and 29% from three. So not only did he not develop like scouts thought he would develop when he was drafted, in his last stint in the NBA, he averaged 6 points per game and shot 43% from the field and 29% from three. That's not good. And that would be exactly why Dennis Smith Jr. is overseas. His most recent experience in general came from just 4 games with Real Madrid. He averaged 9 minutes a game for Real Madrid for 2.8 points per game. I don't even think this is a Lonnie Walker type of situation. I think this is Keith Pompey not having any news to talk about, and me talking about Keith Pompey's tweet about this is basically me also not having any news to talk about. I don't think this is even going to happen. I would be shocked if the 76ers signed Dennis Smith Jr., but he is at the veteran minicamp. That is the news. The Sixers should be working out nothing but power forwards, centers, and small forwards. The 76ers' issues are defense, specifically interior defense, and rebounding. There shouldn't be a single 6'3" guard at the 76ers veteran minicamp. They should be working out nothing but power forwards, centers, and 6'8" wings. You know what I mean? I'm talking like, I don't care where they come from. I'm talking like the guy that they were looking at for a two-way the other day out of a European team who's 6'8". I don't understand this really at all. And let's say Dennis Smith Jr. does end up on a two-way contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. Where does he even get minutes at? Well, this is what I was going to say. Sovereign, thank you so much for that. That's on my notes right here. This is literally the next thing I was going to say. The only way you would be interested in signing Dennis Smith Jr., and the only way he would even get minutes on the floor, is if the 76ers can't keep Quentin Grimes. And I've predicted it now, and I'm going to continue to predict it, because Quentin Grimes is a restricted free agent. He's obviously way better and younger than Dennis Smith Jr., not even in the same stratosphere as far as efficiency, ability on the court, defensive ability, everything. But I think Quentin Grimes is going to get an offer that the 76ers do not want to match. Not because he's not worth it, but because he's not going to get the reps in Philly for that amount of money. We're talking about Quentin Grimes here, by the way, if you're just tuning in. We're talking about Dennis Smith Jr. Would he even get minutes if the Sixers would sign him? And the only way possible is if the 76ers don't bring back Quentin Grimes. And I think Quentin Grimes is going to get paid an amount of money that doesn't make sense for the Sixers to pay based on the playing time I think Quentin Grimes would get with Paul George back, Joel Embiid back, Tyrese Maxey, and Jared McCain. So if they would, and I think that's the prediction that I've been making, is that the 76ers might work out a sign and trade with Quentin Grimes. Also because Quentin Grimes probably feels like he has earned starting minutes, and he's probably not too interested in coming off the bench, especially behind a rookie in Jared McCain. Now, if you bring Grimes and McCain both off the bench, I still think what Grimes is going to get paid isn't worth it, because the 76ers have issues that they need to use that cap space to fix. And that is size, defense, rebounding. And yeah, adding another 6'3" guard, I don't think makes too much sense. Did you hear about Paul George trade to Phoenix Suns for Devin Booker for a third pick and future first rounders? I'd do that trade in a heartbeat. Yeah, I mean, the Phoenix Suns already said publicly that they're not trading Devin Booker. The Suns are not looking to go on a full-on rebuild right now. It's probably because they absolutely can't trade Bradley Beal. I think if the Suns could trade Bradley Beal, if Bradley Beal had any trade value whatsoever, they might try to do that. But I don't. The Suns, at least from what I've heard, are not looking for a total rebuild. They're looking to retool around Devin Booker. And I don't see the Suns trading Devin Booker for Ace Bailey and Paul George's horrendous contract. I think the Suns feel like they can retool off of a Kevin Durant trade and put together a winning roster around Devin Booker. Because if you look at it, they have no picks. And if you look at it, they were just in the NBA Finals a couple years ago. You know, before they traded Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges, and Cam Johnson and everybody. So maybe the Suns have realized, hey, giving up all of our assets for quote-unquote stars isn't the way to go. What have we been saying for years now, you know? Everybody's been trying to build a super team like ever since, I don't know, the 2011 Miami Heat. But yeah, it hasn't really worked out for the Suns, but I don't think they're interested in trading Devin Booker. Let's get to the other thing that I wanted to talk about in this stream, and that is the rumors that the New York Knicks are preparing to make a tsunami-type offer to acquire Giannis from the Bucks. A tsunami-type offer. Does that, first of all, I mean, obviously, getting Giannis is a thing that basically any team should be interested in right now. He's one of those players that's still in his prime and is so dominant that he makes you a contender immediately. You know, so I understand it. If you can get Giannis, you give up whatever you have to give up for him. You know, where did my thing go? If you can get Giannis, you give up whatever you need to give up for him. So even though people are saying, you know, there's Knicks fans on Twitter that are like, if we trade for Giannis, our bench is going to be depleted. If we do this, if we do that, it's just not something you take into consideration. If you have the ability to get Giannis Antetokounmpo, you just do it. You look at the overall picture of, we would be pairing Jalen Brunson with Giannis Antetokounmpo. And you know, if rumors are true that the Knicks were frustrated with Karl Anthony Towns, you know, lack of physicality and toughness, well, that fixes that, doesn't it? He's not the perimeter shooter that Karl Anthony Towns is, but he's definitely tougher, more physical, and a much better defender. I could see this happening. I know people are, you know, I was just in a Discord, and my people in the Discord were saying, you know, it's not going to happen. I could see it happening. I don't know though. The Knicks don't have a high draft pick. This would have to be a multi-team deal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the trade machine here and look at some of the trades that could happen. Here's the summary. Well, there wasn't yet. Right here. Here's the summary. By Google AI. The New York Knicks are heavily rumored to be in pursuit of a trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo, with some reports suggesting they are preparing a tsunami-type offer. They are widely considered the favorites to land Giannis if he were to request a trade. Widely considered the favorites, according to Bovada Sportsbook. The Knicks are the favorites in Vegas to land Giannis if the Bucks trade him. Potential trade scenarios could include a package involving Karl Anthony Towns or Mikal Bridges, along with draft picks and other assets. Does that move the needle for the Bucks? You know what I mean? You already have defensive issues. You have an aging star in Damian Lillard who doesn't play any defense. You have a coach in Doc Rivers who doesn't coach. Does adding Karl Anthony Towns do anything for the Milwaukee Bucks? I don't think it does. But the Milwaukee Bucks, again, could also be one of those teams that refuses to rebuild. And they could be like, listen, we're going to retool around who? Dame? The Bucks should go into full-on tank mode. That's what they should do. They should fire Doc Rivers. They should trade Damian Lillard for whatever they could get. They should trade Giannis for a haul. And they should go into full rebuild mode. But this is the issue that a lot of NBA owners have. They refuse to go into tank mode, and they'll try to rebuild 5 times, and then they'll accept the fact that they can't win any games and a rebuild. But I don't feel like the Knicks have good enough picks for it to just be a 2-team trade. You know what I mean? I feel like I feel like the Bucks would have to be getting a high lottery pick in return for Giannis to end up in New York. I don't think it can just be a Knicks-Bucks trade. Here's the New York Knicks draft picks. 2026 first round pick. Okay, so say you give Towns and 2026 unprotected. That's not a very high draft pick, right? Well, this says this is protected 1 to 10, so that's not even that valuable. That's somebody else's draft pick, though, isn't it? Oh, no. They have their own, and then they have Washington's draft pick protected. So you could give them both of those. You could give them unprotected and Washington's protected 1 to 10. They don't have a first-round pick then until 2028. You could give them unprotected 2028, but look at this. Their 2028 pick came from Philly. If Philly's 2028 first-round pick, which would be protected for selections 1 to 8 and otherwise conveyable to Brooklyn, if Philly does not convey a first-round pick to Brooklyn in 2027, if Philly has conveyed a first-round pick to OKC by 2026, is conveyed to Brooklyn and is the third most favorable of Philly, Brooklyn's 2028 first-round pick, Phoenix's 2028 first-round pick, and New York's 2028 first-round pick. New York is the most or second most favorable of the four. Then Brooklyn will receive the most and third most favorable of the four. In other scenarios, Brooklyn will receive the two most favorable of these. If Philadelphia is conveyed in New York as less favorable than Brooklyn and Phoenix, then New York will receive the least favorable of New York, Brooklyn, and Phoenix. In all other scenarios, New York will receive the second most favorable of the three. Washington will receive the more favorable of its 2028 first-round pick and the least less favorable of Phoenix, Brooklyn, and Philly. If conveyed in Phoenix, will receive the less favorable of 1 and 2. Washington may swap the pick it received from Milwaukee or Portland via Brooklyn's right to swap Brooklyn or Philly for Phoenix via Brooklyn's right to swap Brooklyn or Philly, Phoenix, New York, and Washington's right to swap for Phoenix, Brooklyn, and Philly. Yo, do NBA teams go into like a mini courthouse with lawyers and shit to trade draft picks? Because how could you keep all this straight? How could you get a trade done with that many stipulations on a draft pick? That's crazy. But anyway, I went over to the trade machine. And we're going to look at some trades that people have put together on the trade machine to see what a Giannis to New York trade would look like. This one has Giannis going to the Bucks in a 5-team banger with Damian Lillard going to the Cavs and Karl Anthony. Yo, how did this... Bro, who spent 3 hours making this trade? OG Anunoby, Darius Garland, Alperen Sengun, Mikal Bridges, Jabari Smith Jr., Amen Thompson. What? Does this have... Oh, this has Kevin Durant going to the Rockets. Where are the other teams at? This has Kevin Durant going to the Rockets. And Jared Allen, Bobby Portis, Dean Wade, and a couple first-round picks going to the Rockets. This has the Rockets sending out their whole damn roster. Jabari Smith, Amen Thompson, Tari Eason, Cam Whitmore, Alperen Sengun. This has OG Anunoby and Darius Garland going to the Bucks. So the Bucks get a stacked team? OG, Darius Garland, Alperen Sengun, Mikal Bridges. I mean, that's not a stacked team, but that's a deep team. And then what looks like 1 billion first-round picks, and the New York Knicks get Giannis, Kuzma, Dylan Brooks, Pat Connaughton, Isaac Okoro. Yo, how did the trade machine say, yeah, you know what? That's a success. Yeah. That's... Let's see if there's any realistic ones in here, because that's just stupid. This has Giannis going to Detroit for Asar Thompson and Tobias Harris. 4 players and 5 picks. Giannis to the Pistons. The Bucks get Tobias, Asar Thompson, Ron Holland, Jalen Duren, and 5 first-round picks. Well, you're getting first-round picks from the Pistons, but you're giving them Giannis. So how good are these first-round picks going to be? Yeah, that one ain't happening either. Let's see if we can find one that we think is actually a possibility. That's the same one there that was up. Okay, we already looked at that one. Let's see. Let's do like not a 17-team trade. Here is Giannis to New York. The Bucks get OG Anunoby, and the Lakers end up with Mikal Bridges. The Lakers get Mikal Bridges. The Bucks get OG Anunoby, Austin Reeves, Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride. They don't even get Cat. So the Bucks are giving up Giannis, and they don't even get Karl Anthony Towns. They get OG Anunoby and Austin Reeves and a couple first-round picks. Washington's protected top 10, protected 1 through 10 first-round pick. 2026, other team gets rights to swap. That's not enough for the Bucks in a Giannis trade. And the Knicks get Giannis and Roy Hachimura. And all the Knicks gave up was OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride, and draft picks. They're going to have to give up Cat, right? Yeah, that one doesn't really make sense either. I don't think. Let's look at a couple more to see if any of them make any sense. Knicks ready to offer Tsunami for Giannis. Cat to the Pelicans. The Bucks receive DeJounte Murray, Kelly Olynyk, Jordan Hawkins. I don't know who that I don't know who that is. Tyler Kolek. I don't know who any of these guys are. And the 7th pick in the draft from the Pelicans. That's, you know, if the Bucks are going to rebuild, they're looking for a high draft pick. That's the first time I've seen actually a high pick in this year's draft in a trade like this. But that has, oh no, that's the Bucks receiving the number 7 from the Pelicans. But the Pelicans are giving up number 7 and not even getting Giannis. The Pelicans give up number 7 and DeJounte Murray and end up with Karl Anthony Towns. I don't think I'm giving up 7, DeJounte, and a bunch of first-round picks for Towns. And the Knicks get Giannis and Jose Alvarado. Like a variation of this, I think, could be realistic because the Pelicans are looking to trade players. I don't know. I don't think that one really makes any sense either. We're going to find one that makes some sense here. Giannis to the Cavs, that ain't happening. Well, I mean, the Bucks probably wouldn't. Well, I don't know, man. After the way the Cavaliers lost, you know, they might be looking to split up Garland and Donovan Mitchell. Here we got the Knicks get Giannis, the Bucks get Cat. That's where we got to start. The Bucks have to get Cat in a trade. The Knicks have to get Giannis. The Bucks get Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, KJ Martin from the Jazz, and 4 first-round picks. One of them protected, one is a swap, and 2 of them are unprotected, 2026 and 2030 from the Knicks. The Knicks get Giannis, Bobby Portis, Walker Kessler, and a second-rounder from the Jazz. And the Jazz get Kyle Kuzma, Yusuf Nurkic, and a second. I think it is going to take a third team. The Jazz essentially trade Walker Kessler and KJ Martin for a second-round pick and Kuzma and Nurkic. This probably isn't realistic either, but this is, I think, the most realistic one that I've seen so far. But anyway, people expect Kevin Durant to be traded before the NBA draft. People might expect Giannis to be traded before the NBA draft. And if Giannis Antetokounmpo ends up on the Knicks, I will not be happy. Giannis to the Spurs, if any, it's very possible too. Very possible also. No shot Knicks are only giving up that. Well, you're giving up Cat, OG, and 2 unprotected first-round picks. What else are they going to give? Just offer the 3rd pick and Paul George for Giannis. You know, that sounds too easy, but it's not that crazy. If you're the Bucks, if you're the Sixers, pairing Giannis and Embiid sounds insane, is probably a terrible idea. I would actually try to trade Embiid if I was trading for Giannis, to be honest with you. I would bank on, hey, Paul George is going to come back healthy this year. I'd rather pair Paul George and Giannis than Giannis and Embiid, personally. But if you're the Bucks, would you... I don't know, man. If I'm the Bucks and I can get Ace Bailey or possibly Dylan Harper, I might be considering it, man. But yeah, man, I think that's all I got. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's going to be quite an interesting NBA offseason, man. It's going to be quite an interesting NBA offseason. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll catch you.